Hello and welcome. Today we're installing new taillights from VLAND on the MK6 GTI, detailing the installation process and how to rewire for dual reverse lights. First, let's cover the tools used. First, we've got our pry tools for dealing with all of the trim and removing all the pins that we need. Then we've got needle nose pliers in case any pins get stuck in the bodywork. Then we have side cutters, which will be used for trimming the zip ties, which will hold the sequential wire into place, along with some electrical tape. We have a torque spit, which will be for removing the main hatch panel. And then we have a couple sockets. With our socket wrench, we have an 8mm and a 10mm. First, we'll start with the outside lights. For those, simply pull back the carpet on the interior to get access to them. There will be both a plug and then also a white bolt that hold the light into position. Unplug the light and then simply remove the white bolt by screwing it out. Once this is out, we'll be able to wiggle the light free and remove it from the car. With the light out, now is a good time to clean that area, getting rid of all the dust and dirt that has collected there over time. Now ready to put the new light in, disconnect the black resistor box, so then we can pass through all the wires. Once all the wires and connectors have been passed through, we can reconnect the black resistor box to the light. To secure the light to the car, we'll go ahead and put the white bolt back in and also plug it into the car. Next up is the hatch lights. To get access to them, remove the two covers on the hatch, simply by pulling down on them. There will be a few tabs on the edges that hold it into place. With the hatch lights exposed, we can use the 8mm socket to remove the two nuts that hold the light into position, and we'll unplug it as well from the harness. At this point, the hatch light should be free and be able to be popped out of place. Then we'll take a towel or a rag, wipe down the area to get rid of all the dust and dirt that may have been underneath the hatch light. And now we're ready to put in the new one. Peeling back the plastic from the edges, we'll go ahead and feed through the black box and the other connections. Once the light is roughly into position, we can raise the hatch back up and line up the two threads that are on the light. With those in position, we can go ahead and put the two nuts back on using the 8mm socket. That completes the hatch lights. Now that we have both outside lights and both hatch lights in, let's go ahead and connect the sequential blinker wires from the outside lights to the hatch lights and give all the lights a test to make sure everything's working. As you saw, I had two white reverse lights. Originally they came with one red and one white, red being for fog and white for reverse. To get the two white reverse, on the side where there's red, there's a blue wire that should be connected up to a red wire. And on the other side, it'll be the blue wire matches up to the white wire. To get the white, you need to have both blue wires matched up to the white wires. In this case, we're going to disconnect the cables, then pull the blue wire out from the position where it met up with the red wire and move it to where it meets up with the white wire. With the blue wire moved to the white location, we'll go ahead and plug them both in and then test out the results. And as you can see, we now have two white reverse lights. The final step, and the one that requires the most work, is getting the sequential wires routed from the outside lights up to the hatch lights. First, we need to remove the two torque spits that are inside the hatch, shown where you normally put your hand to close the trunk. With those two hatch light covers removed, you can use a pry tool to pry the panel free. There's a bunch of silver clips along there. and then a couple black clips up in the corners. Here I'll go through all the different positions and where you'll find the clips so that you know where to kind of apply the force up underneath the trim. On the hatch trim there are two pieces. Now that we've got that big one removed, we can remove the one that goes up against the rear glass. Here's all the locations of the silver clips. And roughly how it sits up in the hatch. In the hatch itself, these are the locations of where those pins correspond to. Then we'll go ahead and remove the top trim piece, then the trunk. You can actually just use your fingers or a pry tool and get underneath it. I recommend coming from the inside on the headliner side, then you don't bend the lip of the trim and are able to get a more direct force on the pins. Then here are the pin locations for that top trim piece. A note on the pins: if any of the pins become stuck in the car, you can simply use pliers to remove them, and then they just slide back into place. Then we'll remove the two 10mm nuts that hold the side trim in place. And then there will be one pin that we need to pry loose on either side. Once those are free, that's all the more that we need to remove. Finally, we'll go ahead and get the grommets loose so then we can run the wires through the grommet as well. Simply use a pry tool to get up underneath them, and they should pop free. Next is how to route the sequential wire from the outside light up to the hatch light. So from the outside light, the wire feed it up through the side trim. Then up through the grommet, which leads to the hatch. Then once it's up in the hatch, you can go ahead and run it up to the hatch light. I use zip ties and some electrical tape to hold it into position along some of the cables and to bundle up some of the excess wire. To get the wires actually through the grommets, it was a slower process of putting on a zip tie to then feed through, and then slowly worked our way wiggling it through. Next we'll go ahead and attach the black resistor boxes. So here on one side there should be a void where you can stash one of them. Then the two on the hatch lights just up in those voids. And finally the last one on the other side, just kind of down on a flat space below the light. Now with all the lights in, everything wired up, and the black resistor boxes stashed with the double-sided tape, we can go ahead and begin the assembly. First with the outside lights, just go ahead and tuck in the carpet back into position up underneath the trim. Then for the side trim, there's one pin for each of them. On this side, there's a black pin that goes into a white socket. And then there will be a 10mm nut that goes back up. Then on the other side, we have another 10mm nut. And then another pin that goes into a hole. But then on this side, the pin is white, and it goes into that hole there. Once we've got the trim roughly in place, we're going to go ahead and make sure we pull the rubber over top of the plastic to maintain a watertight seal within the trunk. Then for the top trunk piece, we're going to go ahead and put that in. All it takes is a little force to get the pins in. Once it's roughly in place, go ahead and again pull the rubber over top of the plastic to maintain a watertight seal in the trunk. Then with all the rubber over top and go ahead and give it a little bit extra force to make sure it's all the way in, nice and snug. And with all the pins in, it should look like this. Next we'll do the grommets. On the bottom there should be a tab on one side and then a little spot that you can push it down. Kind of put the tab in like so, kind of getting it underneath the metal. And then once that's in, you can simply press down and you should hear a bit of a click once it's in. Then for the top, as I'm moving my finger here, that's where the metal will sit within the grommet. So you're going to go ahead and kind of pinch it, then shove it up into the slot. With the grommet in place, it should look something like this. Then let's go ahead and do the top hatch piece. So for this one, here's where all the silver clips are again. And roughly how it sits within the hatch, lining up to all the slots. Then for the final trunk piece, the large one, this shows where all the silver pins are, and then also the two black tabs that will interlock with the other hatch piece. Once you have that in, then you can go ahead and put on the hatch light covers. With everything now back in place, that concludes the install of the VLAND taillights.